Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back for another video. As always, a free way you can support this channel. Smash up that like button, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment in the comment section. And let me know what you had for breakfast, what you are going to do this weekend, whatever you want to say in the comment section for the algorithm. I would really appreciate it. While Bitcoin is crabbing, Bitcoin has been crabbing, and I shared some thoughts about that on my Twitter account. We are very much mirroring 2013, but I want to talk about a question, a conversation that I have been getting into a lot with people, especially on my live streams. And it's this question about a super cycle. And here's the question, how it's generally asked. With all the institutional adoption, with all the new things coming into the space, do you think that there will maybe be a super cycle this time around? We got ETFs, we've got so many things that we didn't have in 2017. Maybe perhaps it's not going to be this bad. The bear market is not going to be this bad, or maybe there won't even be a bear market this time. And listen, I hate to burst your bubbles, but I very much believe that there's going to be a bear market. And the reason why I'm pushing this so hard on a lot of you is because I don't want you, as we're running up, which we are going to run up. I still believe November is going to be a phenomenal month, even though we're crabbing right now. And December is going to be when Bitcoin peaks, and January is going to be when altcoins peak. We'll see. Even though the next few months are going to be exciting. You are likely to make a lot of money as long as you're not a bag holder, or as long as you don't sell too early. I'm sensitive to this one thought that maybe that's what they want you to believe. And who are they? It's the whales, it's the big money, it's the institutions. They want you to believe that this time is different so that you don't sell, and that they can sell and make lots of money and fill their pockets, and you can be a bag holder. And so I really, really don't want that for any of us, and myself included, absolutely, because I am retail. You are retail. We are not institutions. And so let me make a case for that. Let me make a case for that with Solana. Let me tell you a few things about Solana. I love Solana. I love it so much. I made a video July 15th on my TikTok where I called the Bitcoin bottom, and I said, hey, here's what I'm buying soon. And I listed 4 cryptocurrencies aside from Bitcoin and Ethereum. Chainlink, which, Chainlink's just, it's doubled since then. I didn't say Polkadot. What was the other one? Quant. Quant has quadrupled since that day. And Matic has more than doubled, but then Solana was my 4th one. Solana has gone 10x since July 20th, which was Bitcoin's bottom for this cycle. And here's some things that I do believe about Solana. I do believe that Solana will next cycle be worth what Ethereum is right now. So that's about a $1.2 trillion market cap. I absolutely believe that for Solana. Solana is right now the number 4 cryptocurrency in the world, aside from Tether, number 4 non-stablecoin cryptocurrency. And I have very high hopes. I mean, it is in many ways superior to Ethereum. Will it ever overtake Ethereum? Will it flip Ethereum? I don't think so. But there's so much potential. There's so much in their ecosystem. The transactions per second, it blows Ethereum out of the water. The average cost per transaction, are you kidding me? Especially if you've bought an NFT on OpenSea, 0.00025 200ths of a cent. That's insane. But so I do get a question, is Solana a long-term hold? And if there's any one, because of how much I love it and how much I think it's going to be worth what Ethereum is worth, 4 years from now, that Solana practically should be a long-term hold. And I'm telling you right now, it is not. Solana is absolutely not a long-term hold for me. And I kind of hope that it just goes down because of that, really. I hope that it goes down a ton in the bear market, because I want to buy 6 figures worth of Solana in the bear market. I am backing the truck up. for Solana. So with that in mind, here's just one example. I want you to experience a discussion between whales, a discussion that probably should not have been made public between whales. And, make your best judgment on that. All right, give me a second to get set up. So here's a little background real quick. Mac and Cheesy, a friend of mine on TikTok. I don't want to play this video for copyright reasons, but the second one here, you can watch it yourself. Billionaires and Solana. And he shows this clip that I wouldn't be surprised. It's between Chamath and two whales who I don't know their names. I probably should know their names, but I don't. Chamath and two whales, and they're having a discussion that it's clear to me that one of them very much does not want to have. And so I call him whale number one, and then whale number two has one thing that he says, and it's nothing in particular. But whale number one, the guy with the headphones, you can see he'll show up right there in the video right there. And so Chamath and whale number one have an awkward conversation that I wouldn't be surprised after this video was made that whale number one chewed Chamath up about. So I transcribed it, and here's the discussion. Judge for yourself. Chamath: that's where you're hiding all your Solana, and you're bleeping under your eyes. Nervous laughter. You better clear up that Solana position. What's your lockup? 24 months? More nervous laughter. Bleep, no, he's trying to sell it to me. Text message. Nervous laughter. We're negotiating discounts. Whale number one: hey, you're bleeping the whole thing up. Some indistinguishable language. I'm holding. Whale number one, yeah. Whale number one, at this point, you can tell that he's not comfortable with this conversation. That's why he calls Chamath out. You're bleeping this whole thing up. Chamath: you think I'm buying millions of dollars of anything without a discount? Everything's a discounted. Whale two: everything's discounted. You want to clear that position in an LLC? Whale one: here's the interesting part. Whale one: are you saying I've got $1 billion of Solana? Chamath: no, bro, I'm saying I have. No, bro, I'm saying I have, but I bought it at a discount. Whale one, sarcastically: but you're hodling, correct? And Chamath's response: ish. Whale one: ish. Knowing laughter. I mean, I'm trying to interpret the facial expressions and everything here. It's one of those like, yeah, bro, I totally understand what you're saying here. Yeah, ish, when really Chamath's going to dump the whole thing. He's going to dump the whole thing when the time is right. And so whale one: ish, knowing laughter. Yeah, me too. In other words, Chamath and whale number one, the guy with the headphones, they're both going to dump their positions. And so let's take a look at Solana here. Solana's price as of right now is $231.20. Their market cap is $69 billion. And if Chamath has $1 billion of Solana and whale number one has a similar portfolio, maybe not as much as $1 billion, what is that going to do to the market cap? That's not going to drop it by $1 billion. I hope you understand that. I mean, think about this. I've talked about this before. Bitcoin, all it takes for Bitcoin's price to double from where it is now to, $120,000 is about $9 billion more of buying than spending. That is what it takes to double its market cap to $2 trillion. $9.9 billion moves Bitcoin's market cap up by more than $1 trillion. The Shiba Inu whale, we talked about him in a recent video. He has $5 billion worth of SHIB. He is by no means a billionaire. And however he, she, or they exit their positions, which I think it's going to be pretty aggressive at some point, it's going to be ugly. I mean, I've read this somewhere. Look it up yourself, Google it. But if that whale were to sell all of his SHIB right now, he'd probably walk away with $5 million. And SHIB would lose 99% of its value. That's how ugly it would get if he sold. And so for Chamath to sell $1 billion worth of Solana, it's also going to get ugly. Now, there are some things that are going to offset it. Now, entertain me for a second. Let's say that we see a blow off top, the mania phase, which I think is coming. Then there's going to be lots of capital injected into cryptos like Solana. And Solana, in Chamath, it's going to be a distribution phase, but then it's going to be, I think, a crash where somebody like Chamath will take out $10 million portions at a time while retail is euphoric and buying $10 million worth of Solana, and maybe the price stays the same or maybe it goes up, something like that. But for him to take $1 billion out of this in the long run, Solana is going to dump really hard. It's going to dump hard. And so be very careful with everything. Be careful with every cryptocurrency, because I think just this is what's going to happen. Whales are going to do what Chamath is talking about. He's a hodler-ish. So I think everything's going to dump. Everything, we're going to see a bear market for everything. It's not going to be as bad as the previous bear market, but it's going to be miserable. I really believe that. It's going to be miserable. And so here's one more warning about Solana. Now, I think through all these cryptocurrencies here, which ones, there's some that I do think, remember Litecoin peaked in 2017, the same day that Bitcoin did. I think a lot of us have it in our minds that that Bitcoin's going to peak first, and then we'll have a span of a few weeks for everything else. And that's not how it worked last time. It was Bitcoin peaked, Litecoin peaked, some other cryptos peaked around the time that Bitcoin peaked. And then for other cryptos, yeah, there was a period of time. For Ethereum, it was 27 days later that Ethereum peaked. But for a whole lot of alts, they peaked in between when Bitcoin and when Ethereum peaked. But some of these huge gainers over the last year, I think, are going to be the first ones to be susceptible to peaking early, along with Bitcoin or before Bitcoin. Solana, I believe, is going to peak in December. So just get it out of your mind. Some of these cryptos can peak around the same time that Bitcoin peaks. Solana, I think, is going to be one of them. Cardano, I think, is going to be one of them. Cardano is up 100x from its bear market bottom right now. I don't know how much more it has left, although I do think the crypto market as a whole is going to do a little bit less than a 4x between here and its peak. And so Solana is going to go up with it. But I think that's going to peak early. I could see Luna. Luna is up big time over the last year. I could see Luna peaking early as well. But I'm not letting Chamath sell before me. I want to be clear about that. I don't care about a blow off top for Solana. I don't care about trying to time the peak specifically for Solana. I'm going to sell very early. And I'm already up big time because, again, I made that video on July 15th saying that I was going to buy Solana on July 20th when it was $20 or $23, something like that. I'm up huge. I've already taken plenty of profits. I'm selling every last penny of Solana. I might sell it this month. I probably won't sell it this month, but probably early or mid-December, I'm selling all of it. I'm not letting him, in whale number one, turn me into a bag holder. And I'd recommend a similar strategy. Now, for other cryptocurrencies, it's going to look different, but it seems like for right now, we have the whale's playbook. And thank you for that mistake. I will take advantage of that, and you'll still make your millions, your billions, Chamath, but you're not doing it at my expense. So that is all I have for today. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will most certainly be seeing you in another video. Peace.